Hey, good morning. This is Subbu. I'm an Oracle EBS Cloud SCM Manufacturing Planning Consultant. Today we are going to talk about Oracle Cloud back-to-back partial buy and advanced fulfillment. If you have any questions in future, please contact me. This is my mobile number 518-577-2430. And this is my email ID subbuj1978 @gmail.com. And if you need any uh, cloud trainings like PO inventory order management, other modules, please talk with Nana. He's the best trainer in the world, and he will train both EBS and cloud modules. And this is the email address and the mobile number to contact him. All right. So, what is mean by back-to-back partial by advanced fulfillment? If you talk about the partial buy, means, for example, I have an item, I have quantity, six quantities already there in my stock, but the customer is asking 10 quantity. So I have a demand for 10, but only six are available in my inventory, four are back ordered. So I want to fulfill that four. I have to go and buy from the supplier and fulfill the order. So in that case, Oracle Cloud, there is a functionality called back-to-back order functionality. What it will do means once you book the sales order for 10 quantity, and the system will internally check how much stock is exist, and then whatever the stock is not exist, based on my sourcing rule, system will trigger a supply request like a purchase requisition purchase order process or the transfer order process. I mean the procure, I mean the getting the stock from different branch or the inventory of. And third, the make. There are sometimes we can go and make from the slippage demand. We can make a, I mean the manufacturer and the plant, and we can put it in the distribution center and ship to the customer. These are the three ways we can do that. This is a, functionality which really helpful to many businesses. Even one of my previous business requested the same type of requirement in EBS when we are implementing, but unfortunately EBS wouldn't have this functionality. In EBS, for example, if you enable any part number as a back-to-back order, and the system will not check the stock whether exist or not. Even though if the stock is exist, immediately if you raise a sales order, once you book the sales order, immediately the system will trigger the purchase requisition process. If the sourcing is a buy, if it's a transfer, it will create internal requisition in EBS. So that's a huge gap, the functionality wise, because as I'm maintaining partial quantity in my inventory, I don't want to procure the complete order quantity, complete demand, what I need. I want to fulfill whatever stock I have today in my system, I'm in my warehouse, and the remaining whatever the demand is not exist, only for those demand, as per the sourcing rule, the supply request need to be created. That gap completely fulfilled in Oracle Cloud. We are going to see that functionality in the system itself. And there are some few more features are there in cloud. The back-to-back is a, you can go for a buy process or transfer process or manufacturing process completely based on how you are writing your sourcing role. And once you, the supply will be created after you are booking the sales order. Before booking sales order, it will never create any supply. Once supply is created, the my demand and supply like a sales order and the purchase order or transfer order or manufacturing work order will be tight integrated, and completely it will be reserved until the sales order is ship confirmed, right? And then there are the modules, few modules you need to know if you want to work complete back-to-back order functionality. There's a product management, it's like a PIM. There you need to create a part numbers, and global order promising. There you need to create ATP rules and the sourcing rule assignment, and the order management. Obviously, this is a module where the we need to create a sales orders, and the supply chain orchestration is the scope where we can go and see how the orchestration functionality is raised, what based on the sourcing rule, whether it created a buy order, is a transfer order, or the make order. And the PO is a purchase order, which will help you to go for the purchase acquisition purchase order. And then if you have any long negotiation, I mean the long term contract between the supplier and you, then you can create a blanket purchase agreement then. And again, the inventory module, which will help you to check your supply and demand, reservations, and then you are picking and shipping and the receiving process after the purchase order is uh, once supplier ship the purchase order in the quantity. These are the modules you need to know in detail. So we're going to, in the system, we are going to see how the process work from the beginning onwards. I wrote down few steps what we need to do, partial buy and fulfillment. In this demo, we are going to see only for the buy and how it's going to fulfill the process. It means that I'm creating a part number and I am keeping some 6 quantity in my warehouse, and then I'm raising a sales order for 10 quantity, and we are going to see the process, how the fulfillment process will work, and for how much quantity the requisition, purchase requisition will get created, whether it's going to create a partial quantity or it's going to completely create a 10 quantity, same as the EBS functionality. Those we are going to see in this demo. All right. So let me create an item. I have already one sample item. I'm going to create the same type of a new item here. And I'll go into this vision environment, go to product management, go to product information management, go to the task carousel and create item. So go here. I'm using completely the org structure is a vision org structure. In vision 000 is the master org, and I'm going to copy from the existing item. I'm not going for a template. And this is my existing item which I tested before starting this demo. All right. So click OK. Click yes. That's fine. So I'm giving my item number is a 3 instead of 2. Okay. So this is a 3. And then go down. There's a specification. Go to specification. These are the attributes you need to verify whether this item is a, I mean the back-to-back order or not. Sales and order management. In the sales and order management, make sure that this is the back-to-back enabled is yes. This is the newly introduced in the cloud, this attribute. It's not exist in the EBS, right? And then you have the customer order enabled. This need to be enabled, transactable, and then the shippable should be yes. These are the minimum attribute, and the source type is internal. This is for this back to back. And then go to planning. So you can make or buy is not a respect of this functionality is not an issue whether you can keep this part as a make item or buy item. If you're going for transfer order or the purchase order, you can go for a buy. Or if you want to go for a manufacturing part, I mean the new make item, I mean the product, you can go for a make item C, right? And then this is all the common. I think you don't worry about that. And then the purchasing, you can provide the purchasing price because we are interfacing the data from order management to inventory and purchasing modules across modules. So the purchase price should be there in $12. If you don't have any blanket purchase agreement, buying one-time buy, there are some scenarios I can go for a one-time buy. I don't have any negotiation between the suppliers and me. And in that case, I will not create in a blanket purchase agreement. At the time when this data is interfaced from order management to purchasing through SCO supply chain orchestration. So at that time, my purchase price will be taken from the item level purchase price. If you have any blanket purchasing already exist, then the purchase price will take it from the blanket purchase agreement, right? And then go to inventory. Let me close my box. I don't want to use this. But inventory is a inventory item, stockable, transactable, and make sure that cost also be enabled. Manufacturing, and this should be built in VPS, yes, right? And the cost is enabled for costing. These are the minimum attributes you have to control. The major one is the item is in the order management tab, back-to-back item should be yes. Then the item will be considered as a back-to-back item. Same. Go to associations. I'm assigning this item to my child org. Click add button here, and I'm using the 001 is a Seattle inventory arc. Click apply and done. So once you're done, the item is ready. Click save and close. Once the item is created, if you want to pull the item in a global order ATP's configuration, then you have to collect the data set. I mean, you need to collect the do the collections in the planning area. So go to home, uh, go to supply chain planning, plan inputs. So I just assign item only for 001 Seattle inventory arc for the testing purpose. I'm not going for any other arcs. So go task carousel and go to collect planning data. In the collect planning data, I'm not going for the target change because the target change is a complete refresh. I'm going for net change. Whatever I newly added, those need to be collected. And OPS is my Oracle Cloud, Oracle Fusion. And then I plan to put some filter here because even though if I go and collect for items, I don't want for the delta change also go for across all the inventory arcs uh, to do that because it is a vision. There are many inventory arcs are configured. I want to go for specific my inventory arcs. In that case, select collection filters, and there is something called like you can go multiple where I mean the conditions here. I'll go one for just like organization filter uh, here, plus symbol, click the plus symbol, and select only whatever the inventory arc you need to collect. I'm going to collect 001. Just select OK. So it means this is the filtration criteria. Okay, click OK. So this will help you to collect the data very quickly. Click submit, click OK. And let me go and see my request set, whether it's running or completing. Duplicate tab. Go to tools, schedule process. And I'm just is running down. I'm just pulling down a little bit. Refresh. So wait for a minute. So it will take hardly it will take 1 or 2 minutes because I went for only delta change only for my 001 inventory arc, right? So it will not take much time to complete these collections. So before that we will see some. We'll go and create a blanket purchase agreement and the pricing also when it's let it run because for price list creation we don't need any collections. Okay, let me go and create a price list here. So I'll go for another tab. I'll put this monitor process in the first tab. I'll go here, pricing, order management, pricing administrator. And this is my seated price list which I'm going to use, corporate segment price list. And I already have my item S22 B2B. Item 2 is already I used. Let me go for item 3 is my item. So this is the price list. Click plus and I'll give my item, new item which I created now, B2B item 3 and create charge. Go down, you can give some prices like $80. Allow price override. Right, and my start date I'll give yesterday's date. Right, so once you're done, click save and close. So the price list is ready now. So my requirement is my price list is ready. Then the ATP, if you want to create ATP rule, the collection should be completed normal. So let me go and see the collections. Refresh. So worker to delete staged data. It means this is the last program which will run to collect that collections. So it means that complete my collections are ready now. I'll go and see my plan input. I'll go and see my item is collected or not. That's 21 B2B item 3. Click search. B2B search. I'm not sure why it was not collected. Let me go back again. So go to collect planning data. Sorry. So let me go into that sourcing role directly. So go back home. Let me create ATP. If the data was not collected, then ATP will not allow you to do the ATP. The ATP role creation. Go to auto management, global order promising, create ATP role. So already I use the existing ATP roles. I'm going to add this part under this ATP role. I'm not going to create it. I'm not going to create any new ATP roles. S22, S21 is my, this is B2B. So let me open this. This is my ATP role. And if you go here, not this one, I have a different ATP role. Let me go and see S22. Right, this is my ATP role. So let me add my item also here. Add item and organization 001 S22 B2B item 3. Right, this is my item. Click save. It means my item got collected. So I'll tell you the reason. I'm searching here as 21. It's not 21, 22. You can see search. You can see my item got collected. Sorry about that. Right, I'm going to here ATP. So this is the item got collected. Click save. If you see the ATP rules criteria, I am just using my supply chain availability search. I'm using, this is the planning central usage. And then you can see all supply and demand. I'm using it. And my time pens is $100 days for ATP time pens and my user defined time pens days. Positive orders, demands. And then when I consider as a days, a positive demand is 10 days. I'm considering supply and demand 10 days cutoff date. I'm using it. So once you're done this, save and close. So my ATP role is done now. So here I completed this. The still fourth step I completed. Now I'm going to create my sourcing role, right? The sourcing role, there are two roles we need to go and create. One role, if my stock is exist in my warehouse, then automatically the supply chain orchestration supply order should not create. Order should pick and ship the existing stock, whatever in my warehouse. If the stock is not exist, and then the system will check another sourcing rule. It go and procure from the supplier. So that we are going to see only one process today, only for buy process. And you can write multiple process also, and you can go and do the transfer also or the manufacturing. So later, I think some other days we can see the transfer and the manufacturing. Today we'll see the purely the buy process. So go here, go to sourcing rule, manage sourcing rule. And I have already the sourcing role. I'm just adding my part numbers in that sourcing role assignment. S22 is my sourcing roles which I have created today. The first sourcing is a global sourcing role and it's for shipping purpose. So if we click edit, so I have created one sourcing role. It means that what this sourcing will do means when the stock is exist in my warehouse, this sourcing will behave, it will pick and ship from my warehouse stock and it will not go for the next level. It will not create any supply order. So it means transfer from 001 and allocation 100%. This is a pretty straightforward sourcing rule. This is the one. The another sourcing rule which I have created is a buy. Means it's a local sourcing rule. So I'm going to buy if the stock is not exist or partial stock is exist in my warehouse, then I'm going to buy that the supply against the demand. And I'm going for local and it's only for 001 arc I'm doing it, not for other warehouses. And you go and see here, buy from, this is my supplier site. And this is the cloud system, 100% allocation, 1%, rank 1. Okay, and click save and close. Now I'm going to do my assignment. I am assigning my new item into this two sourcing roles. Go here, manage assignment set. Again, this manage assignment set, we have already in this design environment where the global order promising is the sourcing role assignment set, which is set in the profile option level. So I don't want to create my own sourcing rule and configure in this profile option because this is the vision environment. Many people are using it. I'm using the same existing one. So edit, and you can go ahead and add the sourcing rules. We'll see how I created for S22 B2B item 2, which I have already used for the testing purpose. So I'll go with the same way. First, I'll go for item. This is the low priority. This is the high priority. First, I'll go for item. Means low priority, which means I want to ship confirm my part if the stock is exist. Item 3. This is my item. The sourcing role is the shipping. Yes, 22 B2B ship. If the stock is not exist, then I am going to procure from the stock organization level, which are 001. And what is my item? S22 B2B item 3. And then the sourcing rule and S22 B2B buy. We are going to buy from the procure from the supplier and to fulfill this sales order. These are the two sales orders, like two sourcing roles, which I added my part number. 7, close. Now I completed my ATP rule and sourcing role, process and global order promising. If you are not configuring properly your sourcing role, the system will not create your supply order. It means that it will not interface your demand, the supply against the demand in the supply chain orchestration. It means it will not create a purchase requisition. You need to make sure that exactly how you are configuring your sourcing role. Based on that, your system will behave. So once you've done that, then I let me create some stock, because I told you I'm going to create my buy part only for the partial fulfillment, not the complete one. I need to put some stock for the new item in my warehouse. Go here. I'll go to inventory, supply chain execution. Go to inventory management. I'll do the miscellaneous receipt. And again, these all inventory transactions are specific. So create miscellaneous transaction. And you need to make sure that you are putting in the testing R001 Seattle 1. Okay. And my type is miscellaneous receipt. And I'll use the cost, is not a problem. I'll use the existing cost. And I'll use the account. Search. I'll go for some account, any account. It's not irrespective of this account, but inventory valuation account should be. So once you've done that, click the transaction lines and give this item S22 B2B item 3. And my sub inventory is stores. And you see, there is no stock available. Available stock is 0, on and stock is 0. And give the quantity 6 quantity. So I am putting 6 quantity stock in my warehouse, and I'm going to create a sales order for 10 quantity. Now the requirement as per this scenario, the purchase requisition purchase order should be created only for the 4 quantity, not for the 10 quantity. Okay, because the order should pick the 6 quantity from already in my, whichever exists in my stock. Click submit. Right? So the miscellaneous transaction got completed. Let me create a blanket purchase agreement also for this supplier, whatever the supplier I used in a sourcing rule. It means that it will create automatically once you create a sales order, book the sales order. The sales order will get trigger the four quantity purchase equation purchase order two. If there are some one-time suppliers, if there is no agreement between the buying and suppliers, then you have to, in order to create the blanket purchase agreement, system only will create a purchase requisition and the supplier can select whatever the requisition have contained this supplier say whatever we have given in the sourcing rule, but again still the buyer can able to change the supplier name because there is no blanket purchase agreement exist. So go to procurement agreement. Yeah, these are the prerequisite modules you need to, if you want to learn more, please talk with Nana. He will help you in detail the all the procurement modules, inventory modules, and order management modules. Go to task carousel and create agreement. So I used blanket purchase agreement. My supplier is Midpoint Computer Services, MCS US one, and I'll go for any contact. Is not a problem. Create. And I'm not giving any details. Quickly I'll create a BPA for that. That's it. So I'll give some item. My item S22 B2B item 3. So I'll give some price around $30 something. Because my buy price. Save. And let me see the approval process also. Let me note down this my number here. I'll put it here itself. BPA. My BPA. This is my item number 3. So manage approvals. Yeah, this is a self approval. Okay, so click submit. So we'll wait for a minute, then the system will complete the blanket purchase agreement. Go here, go to manage agreements, or I can see the in process agreements also here, and give the agreement number and click search. So still is in pending approval. I'll wait and see me a minute. So still is a processing. Click agreement. Go back again. Done. It's open status. It's already approved. So search. So you see this my BPA is approved. Now, so if you go and see here, I done this miscellaneous transaction, miscellaneous receipt, 6 quantity, and then BPA is approved. Now let me run the collections again for my on hand, my blanket purchase agreement, and then order orchestration reference objects. And then once it complete collections, I need to run the reference and start the order promising server, which need to sync the or whatever the global order promising I created ATP rules, and then the sourcing rule, those should sync with the order management module. For that, I need to run on and ATP rule, sourcing rule, and items. Let me run the collections first. Go here, home, and go back here. Sorry. So go to planning, plan inputs, go to task carousel, collect planning input, planning data, and again I'm going for OPS, and I for net change, and I'm filtering it. So I don't want to go for all the arcs, I want to go for my own arc. So only for Seattle I want to go and collect. Click OK and go down. I don't want to pro calendars, catalog. This all I didn't done any changes on that. I just go and collect some items. Okay. And then item is also not required, but still I'll collect it. Order orchestration reference objects, and then go down. Nothing required. This all is already used. I didn't touch any organizations or work definition something. And the supply planning data, I added my quantity on end is 6 quantity. I'm going to collect my on end, and then I created a work order, but still I'll go on purchase on reservation requisitions. I'll collect it, and I don't want transfer orders or work orders, sales orders. I didn't create any sales or reservations or movement request, nothing. So only this I'm doing it and click submit. But in production, make sure that you need to run for everything, because the reason is just for demo purpose. I know what exactly I did it, change it, but production we don't know. The many people are doing a lot of transactions different across all the modules, right? So you have to do all the collections for this when you are running collections in the production. Normally it will be in the schedule process in production. So just refresh. So it will not take much time to complete because only few I'm going to collect. So refresh, and you need to make sure that should be completed normal. And then once it get complete, then you go ahead and run the refresh and start, which will sync your global order promising with sales order. It means that whatever the ATP rules will applicable for this part number, and whatever the on hand is already collected, that on hand will be synced with your sales order, and then your items and the sourcing rule. The sourcing rule will play here as a vital role, which will decide what type of scope, I mean the supply chain orchestration need to be created, whether it's a buy or transfer or make. For this demo I just created is a buy. It means that it will create a purchase requisition, and then based on the BPA whatever we created, it will create a purchase order. Okay, so let me go and see this program still is running. So you may ask a question, how the BTP will work in EBS? Yes, in BTP, there's a back-to-back order functionality in EBS, but normally how it will work means it's always the tight integration. When you create a sales order, automatically create a requisition. It will not check the existing stock and fulfill that order, whatever. Even if you have 1,000 quantity are there, if you raise a 10 quantity for the sales order, the part number is a back-to-back enable in EBS, then it will create a 10 quantity requisition for 10 quantity. It will not check the existing stock. So here is a huge gap in EBS system, but that gap was fulfilled in cloud. This is the pretty good. They analyzed the existing business requirement, they fulfill everything. So work up to delete stage got completed. It means the collection completed normal. Now I need to run this program for link my global order promising with the sales orders. Schedule new process, and I'll give this program name refresh and start the order promising server. System is a bit slow today. Maybe it's going to refresh. Click OK. And here you need to select like purchase order requisitions on end. I'm not done in the work orders, fulfillment lines no, allocated rules no, ATP rules yes, and sourcing yes, and calendars no, customers no, shipping network no, items yes, organization no, regions, zones, resources no. So you need to make sure that because this will give you optimistic way that when you're doing the testings, but in production you have to select all the ones. Submit. 051 is my request. So it will take this refresh will take little bit time. So we'll wait for it to complete this process. So you can see here this refresh and start. The order promising survey is succeeded. So now what I'll do means we'll go and create a sales order now. It means that it's already linked properly with my sales order with global order promising, right? So I'll go here This is my fresh one. I'll go to order management, order management, order management, create order. There are a couple of ways create order. Yeah, go to task and create order. So let me create order. And my business unit, I already told you that I'm going to use my Vision database, Vision architecture. Here's one business unit, and yep. And then my customer is computer service and rentals. So now I'm going to give my part number S22 E2B item 3. So it's showing stock 1 in stock. It means I have already 6 quantity in my warehouse. By default system will populate 1. That's the reason it's showing is in stock. I'm going to put some 10 quantity here. Tab, you can see low inventory available 6. It means that it's a very less inventory. The demand is not, the stock is not, I mean, the supply is not fulfilling my demand. I have only availability is 6 quantity, but you are ordering 10 quantity. But still, yes, I need that. So click, this is my $80 is my price $80. 10 and 80 is $800. Click add and go to shipment details. And you can give this my request date is maybe the 8 days because based on my procurement lead times everything, and shipping and my supply. So you need to give the supply warehouse where you need to pick where you are going to ship from this product. Otherwise what will happen, the scheduling will get failed if you are not giving the warehouse, right? So once you're done, click save. uh, this is my order number. Let me note down my order number here. So I want to go this big numbers and the small one. Order number, and click actions. This is a validate. Oops. Yeah, the following context is missing the SC. Yeah, someone has did some extensions here. Go to actions, edit additional information. Yeah, someone is doing some testings here. They created some extendable flex fields here. So I'll create some value. Click OK. Now go again, save, go to validate. This is one of the again the functionality which is exist in cloud. You can validate your order before booking it. Validate. So no errors, without any errors. So the error also gone now. Click submit. Right, 97458 is my sales order number. We already noted down this order number. So now the status is not started. Refresh. It will take a couple of minutes to get the started the workflow. I mean the DO, distributed order orchestration process. Then based on my roles, based on the workflow, the distributed order orchestration will call the SCO, supply chain orchestration process. The schedule, and click refresh couple of times. Supply request complete, and then it will go for a pass. The pass will check how many days the schedule ship date and or there is any uh, ATP rules is fulfilling this order properly, and then it will go for a supply order. Go to switch to fulfillment view. Go to fulfillment lines and go a little bit right. You can see this DOO number. Click the DO number and you can see schedule completed, requested orchestration supply request is completed, the pass is completed. Now it will go for a ship back to back started. So you wait for some times. It should come as a status my awaiting shipping. Awaiting shipping, right? Go to fulfillment lines Go down, you can see all the details here. Go to supply details. So in the supply details, you can see this is my supply order number, right? This is my supply order number. Click this hyperlink, it will go into the scope, supply orchestration process. This is the supply orchestration process. The source is order management. And then you can see here the line 1, item 3, 1.1 is a buy process. How many quantity? 4 quantity. And it's buying from this supplier because this supplier supply side which I have given in my sourcing rule, buy sourcing rule, right? Local buy sourcing rule. You can see all the details here. Whether this item is back-to-back item is yes. It's not a contract manufacturing item. It's not a configurable item. CTO item. It's not outside processing item. You can pull all the details from here. You can see your sales order number, everything, right? And then the next line got splitted. My DO got splitted 2 lines. One line is buy line. One line is available to promise. Because I have already 6 quantity in my warehouse. The 6 quantity is not reserved against any sales order, right? So this 6 quantity, this order, pick the 6 quantity, whatever there in my warehouse, and the remaining, the demand which is not met, there is no internal, I mean the inbound, in transit supply. So that's the reason the system put a buy order here for quantity. So you can see in the down again orchestration plan, and then you can see the purchase requisition, purchase order, reservations, and then execution documents. You can see the documents here. Execution documents is like a purchase requisition. The purchase order also created. The reason is I already created my blanket purchase agreement for this midterm supplier and then the site. Due to that reason, when you create a purchase requisition, automatically the purchase order also got created and it got approved. And if you want to see more, go to buy. In the buy, you can see the purchase order, purchase requisition. If it's a transfer order, internal movement request, you can see this transfer order details here in this tab. If it is a make order, if it is a my sourcing, it is a make type, then it will show as a make orders here, work order number. So we are considering the purchasing by parts, we are going to see these ones. So now again, here you can refresh it. Refresh. It will show you this plan here. You see, purchase requisition, purchase order, and then once you receive it, then it will go to the reservation and put away. And finally is a fulfillment completion. Once you receive is completed, it go for the fulfillment completion. So this is the beauty of this cloud functionality. This functionality is not exist in EBS for back-to-back process. EBS back-to-back will never satisfy most of the business processes. If any business process, if the business, whenever they're getting order, they want to procure or they want to do transfer or they want to make it manufacture, then that only that scenario will work. But there are some businesses like distribution centers, they don't want to maintain the inventory also. Whatever the stock they have, the stock should be shipped first. And then the remaining stock, remaining demand should be buy from the suppliers. In that case, most of the distribution centers who are using the order management modules, this back-to-back functionality will 100% fit for them. So my previous one of the leading customer, they expected the same functionality, but it's not worked in EBS. So we have given alternative solution for that, how to fulfill that, but still they're not happy with that. But if they go for a cloud, it maybe they may be happy for that. It's a tight integration schedule. Refresh. Right? Reservation is done. Now I'm going to go and receive this PO. Right? What is my PO number? Go to buy. I can pull, this is my requisition number. I will not down here in my sheet. This is the purchase order number, requisition number, and this is my PO number. 164072 is my PO number. So let me receive this PO. Okay. So take this PO number. Go. I'm sure I think it will be approved. So we'll double check it. Go here, click duplicate. and go to procurement, purchase orders, go to task carousel, manage orders, and give the order number here and click search. You see, this got approved, open. Now I'm going to receive it quickly. Go to inventory module, like supply chain execution, inventory management. All receiving, picking, shipping will happen from the inventory module here. I go here, uh, receipts, and receive expected shipment, because the supplier, they don't have any supplier portal to create ASN and all. So that's the reason we are going to do manual. They already physically shipped. We're going to do receiving from the receiving dock, those who are in the warehouse. The for quantity 001 auth receive, and so receipt quantity, already put my receipt quantity. This is my for quantity, and go a little bit right, you can get the 7 entry. I'm putting in my stores 700, right? Create a receipt and submit. So this is my receipt number. Click OK. My receipt number. Right, done. I'll go back again to my order management fulfillment process. Click OK. Click done and refresh. Go to the town. You can see here 6 goods available, awaiting supply. It still is not refreshed. I'll close this window. Done. Done. I'll query my order number. I'll copy this order number. Click done. Done. Go to task, manage orders, or you can go to search. Just give this order number. It will open that order number. So open. Go to actions. Switch to fulfillment view. And click this score number. DO number. Distributed order orchestration number. Go down and shipping. You can see 10 quantity codes are available, showing the supply line. Before it was showing the awaiting supply, the already received in my warehouse, the 10 quantities available now. If you click this supply order number, you can see here inventory is available, right? See this plan also, orchestration plan also. So it's already put away, it's done. Then once you're done picking, shipping, the fulfillment will be completed. And then the same date when you received, when the PO got created, is this is the plan you can see in the detail. So when it got received, when it got PO created, when it got completed, all details you can see it from here. And the same way, not necessary from here, take this code number. There is a other way that you can go to supply orchestration interface, where which will help you to pull all the interface details across the modules. You can, whenever the transaction happen across the modules, you can pull them. Supply chain orchestration, go to supply chain orchestration. The dashboard also you can see here. This is my item. You can see it from here, or you can go to task carousel, go to supply lines. You can give a score number, document number, or you can give the item. Based on that, you can search. I can give my item number. It's 22 B, item 3. With because it got completed, supply request got completed. That's the reason it's not showing here. You can see here, refresh. You got completed the fulfillment is now. If you refresh this done, if you come back again to fulfillment order process, it will be completed now. Click this. Keep the cursor in the buy orchestration plan. Pull to it. So let me do the picking and shipping. Supply chain. Let me go to the order management. So click order management. Order management. Sorry, inventory. Sorry. Let me go on inventory. Let me pick and ship. Go to inventory management. Expect. Go here shipments. Manage shipment lines. Let me copy my order number. This is my order number, sales order. So auto create shipment 65198. Save and close. So this is my shipment. So I'll do the pick release actions. Or you can do the pick release both the places. Actions, pick release, or you can open the shipment. I can do the one step the ship confirm also because I already write the rules to fulfill that. Pick release. Let me do the pick release first. Okay. 2060 is my request number. So save and close. So I can see it got staged. Pick released and it got staged. Now I click the shipment. Ship confirm. Click yes. It's shipped. You can see here. Okay. So go here. Tools. Schedule process. Oops. No problem. Duplicate. Go to tools. Schedule process. So still is running. So since shipment advice is still is running, it should be complete normal. It means the interface my data. Shipment advice. Okay. So I'll go in here. This stays shipped, and I'll go in the order management side. Okay. This may go to order management. Some close. Go here. Oh, it's not inventory. Order management. Let me go into the order management. Order management. Order management. Let me take this order number. Policy shipped. So this means that it picked whatever the quantity in my warehouse. It picked up, and then whatever the remaining demand, and the system will check is there any in transit based on my ATP rules. Is there any internal purchase order or internal request moment which will fulfill my date, whatever the scheduled ship date. If it is there, then the system will use that demand. It will reserve that demand. If not, then it will create a buy order or transfer order or make order based on my sourcing rule. That's how the blank P2P parcel fulfillment work exactly what the business is requested in cloud. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach me through email or mobile, or you can reach if you need any trainings for order management, procurement, and inventory modules. Talk with Nana. All right.